Sole traders and partnerships who use HMRC's simplified expense method must log all the trips they make for work and claim back the mileage for their business. The amount they can claim back is variable and will depend on the number of miles they travel in the year, etc. Keeping track of all of these business trips can be challenging, calculating the distance, remembering to note it down, as well as knowing all the correct rates that can be claimed. And this can result in miscalculation of mileage claims. The solution for this is the new mileage module that we've put into KashFlow. This is specifically for sole traders and partnerships to log trips easily and quickly in one quick step. KashFlow uses Google Maps to calculate the distance between A and B, and it easily works out the correct rate for the claim. This is really simple, and I'm going to show you how this works. Firstly, you'll see in KashFlow there is a new mileage module on the left hand side of the screen. If you click into here, all you need to do is just tick the Enable Mileage button. Once you've done that, there's another tick box to include mileage in self-assessment. So every time you record a mileage trip, we'll actually link to the SA103 form, which can be downloaded for your self-assessment. You can choose the default vehicle type, so we've got car, van and motorcycle. And underneath, you can choose the default mileage account and the default out-of-pocket expense account. When first setting up a new mileage module, it will have the option here to create the code for you. So you just select create a code and then hit update, and that will create the nominal codes for you. If you've already created the codes in the chart of accounts, you can just click the drop down box in here and then go and select it. So I've got a code for mileage in there and I've got a code for out-of-pocket expenses. Once I've selected those, all I need to do is click the update button. The mileage functionality has now been enabled. The mileage settings have now been set up. Now, if we click into the mileage module on the left hand side of the screen, we will see there is a little graph. So we can see in here we've got the total miles travelled, the total value to be claimed, and we've also got a tracker here which will show 10,000 miles, and the rate currently is 45p because that is currently the rate up to 10,000 miles. Once you get over 10,000 miles, then this will change and it will be miles at the lower rate. You can see you can change the tax year, so you can view all of the information for each tax year provided. And to create a new trip, all you need to do is just hit the create button at the top of the screen. All you need to do is select the date of the trip, the vehicle type you're using, the purpose in here, so I'm just going to put meeting with client. We can put the start address in here, so you can put a postcode if you know it, or you can just start typing. And again, that just uses Google Maps, and you can select where you're travelling from. So we just say Manchester, travelling to Liverpool, and then you can choose the route. So it will choose the default route, so it's saying I travelled on the M62, but I can drop it down and I can actually choose the route that I went, or you can select a custom route in there, and you can actually select your mileage by keying that in. I'm just going to select M56 and M62, and it's saying my mileage is 43.3 miles. You can also note if it's a round trip. So if that's a round trip, just tick the box there and then hit save, and you'll now see that trip has been created. And we can now see the miles has changed to 86.6 and the total value is 38.97 for that claim. There's two other options on here. You can delete anything in here. You can also search a trip, so if you want to search on a trip that you've done, you can do that, and you can choose how many lines you actually want to show on this screen. We do have the option to copy, so if you do a lot of repeat journeys, if you just hit the copy button, it will load up that button in there. You can see we've also got Dropbox integration, so if you've got Dropbox turned on for the account, then you will actually be able to upload a receipt as well, so you can take a picture of the expense receipt and actually attach that against the mileage claim to actually show any petrol paid for or anything like that. So all that can be recorded, viewed in KashFlow, but stored in the back end of Dropbox there. So I can save that, and again you can now see that's updated in there. And literally you would just go and create trip after trip after trip, and all of those would be listed in here. You can print the screen off, so we've got the option to print that. We can email it. So if you email, you can email that mileage list, and it just attaches as a CSV. And you've also got the option to export. So that would just export those trips out into a CSV template. And if you open those, that's actually going to show you all the trips you've done. So if anyone needs evidence, or you need to actually prove all of your trips that have been logged, you can just show them that in that CSV report. All that information is stored within KashFlow itself. You'll see there is also an option to get access to the settings menu on the top right hand side. So if you click settings, you can change any of the settings within here. You can see there is an option that says, do you want to claim VAT? So if you need to claim VAT against any of these mileage claims, you can just tick the box there, and now you've got the option to choose your default engine type, so whether it be petrol, LPG or diesel, and then you can just select the engine size in here, and then once you've done that, just click update. That's now updated those mileage settings. So we'll now see if we go back into the mileage claim in here, and we'll just go and create another trip. So I'm just going to hit create at the top, and then again just select the date and the vehicle type. You notice if we choose motorcycle, you haven't got the option in there to be able to claim VAT, because you can't if you're using a motorcycle for work. But if you choose car van, you'll see that when you click do you want to claim VAT, it will now bring in the engine type and engine size again. We'll just put the purpose in there. I'll just put a starting location in there. So we'll just go choose Southampton to Manchester, because that is a typical journey that I do. And then again, the route, yeah, A34, 224 miles, that's fine. It's got all my details in there. It's a round trip, yes. And then I'm just going to save that in there. So you'll now see that's logged that information on that particular claim with regards to, yes, I want to claim VAT against it, and it's got all of my vehicle details in there. And that will just log up, and again, you'll see all of that information is live and updated. So when an end user is using this system, they'll be able to view and see all of that information. And as I stated, all that links through to the self-assessment form. So if we go through to reports on the left-hand side, we can now see if we go into the self-assessment module, I'm just going to go and change the date on the report, rerun the report. We will now see that I've got £271.33 logged. It's all gone against the right code, number 20, on the SA103 form, and we can just print these reports off. And if they want a breakdown of what's included within this report, you can just hit the download button next to the breakdown column, and this will just download the nominal ledger report. And in here, once this Excel form is loaded up, we can now see the date of the transactions, what they were, and we can see the value of all those trips. So all that is logged into the self-assessment form, which the sole traders will need also. So all of that's logged in here, and again, if we go into the report itself, and we just go to the financial reports and look at the trial balance, we'll see the trial balance in here is now showing the value against mileage as a debit, and we can see we've got the out-of-pocket expenses in there as well. So really simple, easy to use module, and any other questions, please refer to the knowledge base.